Your first million starts with your first 5,000. I'm going to tell you how to get there. Now, I have a book called Your First Million, and I teach you how to make your first million and beyond. But it starts somewhere, and you'll see this in the first few chapters. There's a way to get to your first million, but you have to get to your first 5,000 first. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Arlan. I went from being homeless just 10 years ago to investing in more than 200 startups. It still sounds crazy when I say it to myself, but it's so true. 200 startups. You can Google me. And now I love just helping entrepreneurs like you make their first million and beyond because I believe that, well, first of all, I don't want anybody to have to go through what I went through 10 years ago. And second of all, I believe that we all can. I believe that it can be taught. This is what I learned after spending countless hours and years now with millionaires and billionaires is that this can all be taught. It's being kept secret from you, and that's not fair. And that's kind of the injustice that I want to help solve, one of them at least. So the first 5,000, when you think about the first million, it probably conjures up some sort of image of like, that is just too far beyond. Even if you're making good money right now, you think about how many years it might take you to make a million at your job, or you might think about if you're not making more than 5,000 a month, like how do I get to a million? It just seems untouchable. It begins with that 5K, and that first 5K sets the stage for what then happens next. So, how do you get there? And why 5K? Why did I come up with this number? Well, first of all, 5K teaches you a lot about your customer and a lot about what you can do to make that 1 million. It teaches you who your customer is, your ideal audience, your ideal customer. And believe me, believe me, if you take nothing else from this video, take that you want your ideal customer. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, rather than just anybody who'll pay. Even though that shiny object and that money may seem great at the time, you want to be able to wake up every single day excited to work with your ideal customer, no matter which of these options you choose. You also get to learn what your price point is, like what price point gets a yes. This has been an evolution of 10 years for me, and maybe going back 20, 30 years because I'm 44 right now. And I've always been tinkering and experimenting. Does that feel like you? If you've been someone who's been an experimenter, you've been a scientist in your lab when it comes to making money. You were that person who had the candy store when you were younger, like I did. Tell me in the comments right now if that's you, if you've always been tinkering and you've always had an eye that's been about entrepreneurship in one way or another. But this first 5,000 helps you get there. And what I mean by first 5,000 is you may be making money working for someone else. I'm talking about your first 5,000 making money for yourself. Okay. It also teaches you, making this first 5,000 teaches you how you enjoy delivering your offer. Just like having an ideal customer avatar and kind of set is important for like fulfillment and happiness and joy and sustainment. Um, is that a word? I think so. How you deliver your offer is as well, because you may find that if you don't like delivering it a certain way, it's not going to be sustainable. It's not going to keep you refreshed every day. It's going to tell you what your time is worth today and how that evolves and how to recognize it, because it does evolve over time. Your time when you're just getting started, your time is valuable no matter what, because we all get the same time. You get the same time as a billionaire. Think about that for a second. You and a billionaire get the same time in life. Like you get the same, you kind of start on the same footing. You get this, you breathe the same air for the most part. You breathe the same air. So you'll get to learn like at the beginning of stages of this, of making your own money, that Your time, you'll start to value your time a lot more the more money you make, and you'll start to understand it. But there are steps to getting to recognizing what that is. And then you'll also learn how to structure your days and your weeks. The worst thing you can do, in my opinion, is to get very far when it comes to money and finances and having that dream set up, but to be just bogged down. Like for the first several years of this new version of my life, I was just pinned to a phone or to Zoom. I just couldn't. I was on so many calls and so many meetings and so much email, just buried by email. And it just was not exciting, that part. And of course, there's work to be done, and we all have to do work. I'm not suggesting that there is a such thing as a 4-hour work week, right? But I'm saying that there is a way, and you'll learn this way with your first 5,000. There's a way to do it in a way that allows you to breathe, which is what we are all looking for. And how do you want to know how to make it? Let me know in the comments right now. If you want to know, how do I make my first 5,000? Say, yes, I want to know, or ask the question. Let me know. Okay. Because I'm doing these videos for you. Like I press record for you. Every day I get so excited to deliver this information to you and to just show you like, okay, I learned something. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. So I want to hear from you, and I loved hearing from you. We had 3,000 comments on a video a week ago. 3,000 comments. It's so cool. So thank you so much. Leave a comment. Let me know you're there. So you're going to. There are a few ways to do it. You could have a digital product. You could have a consulting. There's a way, really interesting way to do consulting, whether it's one-on-one or in groups. You could have some sort of virtual event or even an in-person event that is small but makes you a good amount of money. And then there are some other little hacks that you can do. And I teach about this on YouTube all day long. That have several videos about it. So if you want to go check out any other video, please do that, because I think you'll learn. Well, people tell me that they use it as like their university, which is it's very flattering to me, and I really appreciate that. And there's certain ways to do it, but if you think about what is $5,000, well, it's 10 times 500. So you can sell something for $500 10 times. It's 1,000 times five. It's one times 5,000. It's 50 times 100. There, you start to think about, do I want to do a digital product, which is a great idea? Do I want to do something where I'm selling my time? Yes, but I've valued my time much higher. Let's talk about that for a second. So let's say you work at a job right now and think about how much you make an hour, on average. Think about how much you make an hour. And then take get your calculator out or do it on paper, do it in your head if you can. Take 5,000 and divide it by that number. How many hours working for someone else is $5,000 to you? Whatever that number is, just pause this video right now and figure that number out and think through that a little bit and say, okay, let's say it's 100 hours. I mean, if you're making 50 bucks an hour, you're doing something really right. And for a lot of people, that won't be the number. A lot of people, it'll be more like 200 hours. That's a lot. 200 hours is a lot of time. And if it's even more, it's okay, right? It's okay. But imagine, this is the part that's going to get really fun for you. Okay, because that's probably bleak and it's kind of sad for you, but imagine you can make that instead of working 100, 200, or even more hours for someone else, that you can make $5,000 by working for yourself, by having a few Zoom calls or a few Google Meet calls, or getting in front of a small group of like-minded people, on a weekly basis and delivering value to them, more value than they paid in individually because the collective pays for itself. And what I mean by that is imagine you have all these different options, but imagine you had, for instance, you had a membership, like I have several memberships that I talk about. Imagine you had a membership where you, over time, you had 50 people over time sign up and they each paid about $10 a month. 50 times $10 a month is $6,000 in a year. And you take that and you say in that membership you gave value at the beginning, so there's like course stuff that's like just some little information because it's $10 a month. It's helping them. I'll give you an example. There is a group. I wonder if I can find it fast enough to show you because it is too cool. Will you stay with me for a second? Let me know in the comments if you're willing to stick around with me for a second while I open this up. It is too cool, and I'm going to look for it. Let's see if I can spell, and I will show it on the screen. Okay, it is here. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, look at this. So this is the school platform. This is what I use. I won the school games, which is a contest they have for the most money made on the platform. I won that last year. I love school. So anyway, but look at this. Calligraphy school. Let me back it up a little bit. It costs $9 a month and it has 1.2 thousand members. Look at this. So I'm in it. I'm actually a member of it. And this is what they do. They go to the classroom and they just show you these how do you do it? Like here's a quick start. Here's a little video. And they're not on screen, by the way. Some of these videos they are on screen, but most of these videos they're showing you. I'm not saying just like it's nothing, but I'm saying they don't it's a faceless channel essentially. They link to things, and when they link to things, they link to things that you get. They either create it themselves, so like a small like physical product, or they link to things that they get commissions on as an affiliate. Isn't that cool? There's nothing in their calendar. They don't do any lives, which you could do a live. You could have a live session each week, add even more value. But they just do. This is how many people want to do this. 1.2 thousand people want to learn calligraphy from these twin sisters. And what, imagine if they had said, oh, that's silly, or I don't think anybody would, why would anybody want, why would anybody pay for that? Imagine if they said that, but they put it at a price point that was so accessible. And they said, we're going to teach one thing really well. We're going to teach one thing really well. Say that in the comments if you're still with me. One thing, do one thing really well. And they have more than 1,000 members, which means they're making more than $10,000 every single month. Every month. On top of that, this is a little bit of sauce, right? You can also have a yearly membership. You could create that wherever you create it. And if you have a yearly tier, then that means that the upfront capital that you get is going to be even more. So for me, usually at 2.5 X's the amount that I charge monthly upfront. So if something it costs, let's say it costs $100 a month, like one of my memberships does, by having an annual version or annual tier, I actually get an average of $250 for every new member. So then if you take that, let's say again, going back to the $10, you would have 50 people would make it for you over a full year. But you could divide that time by 2.5. So you're somewhere around 5 months. You could make that 5,000 if you added an annual tier of a certain amount that was like discounted by a bit or a lot. I discount mine by 50% and I still get 2.5x, right? So yours could be discounted by 50% and you would do it in 5 months. Or you could discount it by like 30% and do it in like 7 months. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Okay, so I know I got on a little bit of a tangent there, but that is exciting to me. That this is why I do what I do. This is why I make these videos for you. And I was so excited about this topic specifically that I actually did start a new membership for you because there are so many people who watch my YouTube videos. You watch minutes of it, like you're still here. That means that you are like down, right? If you're still here after all this time on this video, you are really paying attention. And I want to like reward you for that. So I have these memberships and I have Arlen's All Access, which a lot of people know about, but it's $100 a month or 600 a year. And some people just can't afford that yet. So I have created a membership that is for people who want to be able to earn that and more. So they want to earn their first 5,000 so that they can then pay for what their needs, their utilities, their rent, or their mortgage, but they can also then join All Access. So it's kind of like it works out really well for people and for me. And it's called Your First 5K. It's on that platform that I just showed you. And if you go to Arlen's Your First 5K.com, you can join right now. It is very accessible pricing, extremely accessible. So go check it out. It's the whatever price you see is the lowest it will ever be. So jump in right now. We already had like 80 people join in the first 46 hours. It was like really crazy. Like every other hour, on average, we're getting two people an hour just joining. It's so fun. And I believe that it'll have thousands of members eventually. But go to it. When I tell you, go to there's a link in the description. There's a link in the pinned comment of this video. When I tell you that the price is ridiculous, you're gonna see what I mean. Go see what I mean. And join. And in that membership, what I do is I teach you the specifics. Like here, I've told you like kind of how it works, but I tell you exactly the step by step by step. How do you come up with an offer? Like, okay, I understand I can do like a membership, I can do a digital product, but what do I sell? I I teach you that in this. I teach you what to sell. Then I teach you how to get traffic and how to get people to see it because you can make an offer, you can have an offer, which is like a big step. But if you don't have like an audience or anybody seeing it, how do you exactly get people to pay for it? So I teach you that in it too. And I teach you how to deliver it. So then you have my offer. I'm making offers to people. I have an audience a little. I've built a little bit of an audience now. What do I do? Like, how do I deliver this? What are people expecting from me? And I teach you that too. So it is like this wonderful step beyond just working with me on YouTube. If you've been waiting and waiting to be in Arlen's All Access and you're just like, I just can't afford that $100 a month extra, this is for you. This will get you a lot of what you need. Because my goal is to, within a few days, to have you making your first few $100s so that you immediately are starting to get that muscle built. And then you're able to say, oh, okay, I'm learning, I'm making my first 5,000. So I'll join All Access, I'll go here, I'll go there. And you get that muscle built. And then you're ready for All Access, which is like out of this world training and network that, is unmatched. So it's really a win-win. And this is, I say this in All Access a lot. If you're in it, you know what I mean. Watch what I do, not just what I say. So look at the five-dimensional chess that I'm playing right here with this YouTube video, with this new membership, with All Access, with the journey, the customer path. If you don't buy a thing from me, take this from me. Take what I'm doing and like see the psychology of it. See what I do is in the simplest form is that I make the member the hero. I give the hero the tools that it needs to slay the dragon. So I give you, the customer, what you need in order to go make more money. And then if you make more money, you tell other people, you have more money to spend, and it all comes back eventually. Even though I price things really low compared to others in my industry, I know it comes back to me because I have a customer journey. And I know that if you join this, and again, the link is in the description. If you join it, you're going to want more. You're going to want You're going to say, oh, if she helped me on YouTube for free, I can't imagine what she'll do in this paid membership. Then you join that, you make a few $100 really quickly. Then you're like, oh, I can't believe she did that. I wonder what will happen in all access. And then so on and so forth. I wonder what would happen if I worked with her one-on-one. And it just kind of ascends. So that's what you do. It's pretty simple. You create a path for your customer. You provide value at each step of that path, and you over deliver, which is the word that comes up all the time in all access. You over deliver, and then people will ascend with you, and people will want more of what you have. And it has to start somewhere. It has to start with the first 5,000 to get to the first 1 million. Does that make sense? Now, let me tell you something, and please, so this is important. I want you to stick around for this. But if you have not subscribed to my channel for some reason, maybe you're just seeing me for the first time today, which is hello, welcome. If you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. When you subscribe, it pushes my videos out into the algorithm on YouTube. So a lot more people see it. So every single day, thousands of people see these videos, and it's because you're subscribing. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much for doing that. Thank you. You don't know how much that means to me, honestly. So make sure you do that. But here's a couple things I want you to try to avoid when it comes to this first 5,000. I didn't want to leave you without this. I can tell you from experience, okay? One thing is, and this is going to sound crazy because I just told you I have like multiple memberships, but don't get distracted by multiple income streams too early. I have several income streams. I even have a video on YouTube about my 7 income streams. But I tell you in that video that I conquered one and then I started a new one. Conquered one, meaning what? I made my first 100,000 or my first million in that, and then I did another one. I didn't do two, three, four at the same time, trying to make it all work because it dilutes the value of each individual one. That is like, that is kind of the biggest mistake I see people make is that they're like, oh, I'm supposed to have multiple income streams. There's even books called that. I'll do that and I'll make 5,000 by doing this and that and this and that. The best way you can make 5,000, and you'll learn this in my membership, and I'll teach you more about it, is you choose one and you go for it. And so I kind of lay out what the options are. And another thing that people kind of get a little bit caught up in, and I see it so often, I almost see it daily, right? And this is from people who are really talented and really have a lot to offer, is that they are waiting for something to be perfect before they start. If that's you, like it probably just hit you in the heart. You're waiting for perfection to start, and if you're waiting truly for it to be perfect, you'll never get there and you'll never start. So get it to like 80%. Get it to like 80% okay. Put it out into the world. Look, I was just having a great conversation with a good friend of mine I've known for so, so long. And I've known him for like, I don't know, 20 years almost. And I was saying, you have to get on YouTube. And I don't know if you're watching this, but if you are, I'm going to tell our story. I said, you have to get on YouTube because you just are so cool. You have such great things to talk about. I'd love to see your channel because I'm telling everybody on earth to get on YouTube, which is another thing I teach, by the way, inside the new membership. Okay, how to do that. But I'd said this was just last night, honestly. I said you have to get on YouTube, and they were worried. They were like, I don't know, I'm gonna like. First of all, they said, who's gonna watch me? Who's going to watch that? And I was like, oh my God, it's what you have to say is so interesting that there are going to be at least a few thousand people on this earth who want to hear about it. And that's good place to start. So just try. And then the second thing was more like, I kind of have to have the right equipment and I have to have it kind of set up and produce it and script it. And I'm like, no, just press record. Just honestly get in front of a cool background that's about the topic. I won't say what the topic was, and just press record and then just talk to the camera and then just upload that. And what will happen is either nobody will see it and it won't matter anyway, right? Or a lot of people will see it and you'll make more money working for yourself than you ever made with someone else. So, right? So these are the things that kind of hold us back. Once you see it and once you hear it and you start to really hear that from people and from yourself, you'll start to recognize like, oh my gosh, that is just some limiting belief I put on myself that is actually not based in reality. It's just based in what maybe someone else has said to me. I've internalized it. And oh my gosh, now I'm saying it to myself. That's not cool. So you just have this abundance. Like people ask me how I get so much done, how I do so much. It's because I have like this abundance mindset. I feel like we all can win. I know we're going through tough times, to say the least, but I know that we can win. And I know that we can win back. We have a chance here. And I just want to see as many of you as possible reach your potential. And it starts with what you do in the next 24 hours.